Okay. That was a good warning. Looking at the time. We're going to do Swiss Ghana time here. Who's counting me down? Okay. Very good. Well, good afternoon, everybody in Ghana, in Africa, in Switzerland, and of course around the world. We are so excited to have reached this point today when we will formally announce an innovative and completely unique MSc program linking both Ashesi University in Ghana and ETH Zurich in Switzerland. It's my special honor and pleasure to give a special welcome today to Your Excellencies, Ambassador Cleland from Ghana in Switzerland and Ambassador Stalder from Switzerland in Ghana. From our first tiny steps 2.5 years ago, we've engaged with and visited each other, exchanged ideas and of course learnt from and built trust in each other. We've already signed a memorandum of understanding to formalize our cooperation and signify our commitment. We firmly believe that co-educating future leaders, engineers and scientists is key for the future. We are also deeply committed at ETH Zurich to global sustainable development, and especially the Sustainable Development Goals. One could argue, of course, that most of the 17 are covered by this program, but especially number 4 on quality education and number 17 on partnerships. The initiative is already deeply embedded at ETH Zurich today, with enthusiastic support and commitment declared by our executive board, our professors, our School for Continuing Education, and of course all of our students who are absolutely thrilled at the prospect. And we're ready to deliver the ETH Zurich side of the program. Of course, ETH Zurich is absolutely thrilled to partner with Ashesi University from Ghana and to do this wholly in Ghana. I'm convinced that there is a lot that we can learn from each other, and to take us onto the runway as we prepare to take off, I would now like to introduce our moderators, our young moderators, I should say. Kobina Avur is doctoral student in economics at the University of Zurich and has provided advice to the partnership from early on. And Dr. Adina Rom is the executive director for ETH for Development, an ETH-wide initiative that strengthens our engagement for global sustainable development. Both of them had an opportunity to visit Ashesi University together last year, and over to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Dr. Sarah Springman, for the opening remarks.
Very welcome. Also, very welcome everyone who is joining in online from Ghana, from Switzerland, Ivory Coast, all around the world. Today, we are here to celebrate the partnership between ETH Zurich and Ashesi University. Everything we have already achieved together and all the exciting things that are yet to come going forward. We will hear from both the leadership of ETH Zurich as well as Ashesi University, the Swiss ambassador to Ghana and the Ghanaian ambassador to Switzerland, as well as the core team who really put this together, different academics and managers, many of them in the room, as well as our industry partners who have been closely involved from the very beginning and without which this would not have been possible. Also, many of you in the room, thank you very much.
And at this juncture, we would hear from Dr. Patrick Ewua, who is the founder and president of Ashesi University. So Dr. Ewua, the floor is yours. Okay, so it looks like we are having some minor connection issues with Ashesi. We have them back.
Excellent.
That's good. So let me reintroduce Dr. Patrick Ewua, who is the founder and president of Ashesi University. Dr. Patrick Ewua, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies, colleagues. It's a real thrill for us to be here with you this afternoon as we launch this engineering program. At Ashesi, as we've considered our future, one of the things that we've been very interested in looking at is the broad, big changes, the big shifts happening in the world that we can foresee in the next 30 to 50 years. A few of them are the fourth industrial revolution, climate change, and here in Africa, demographic change. And this third one in particular has captured our imagination. The United Nations estimates that in the next 30 years, the population of Africa is going to grow by about 1 billion people. Within a generation, 1 billion more people on this continent. This is going to stress everything. It's going to stress infrastructure, it's going to stress educational systems, public health, food security, the availability of jobs. And it poses major challenges for our continent and for the world. Young people growing up today who are unable to find jobs or good livelihoods will try to emigrate to other parts of the world. So it is actually also not only an issue here in Africa, but an issue for the whole world. Now, what the future looks like? One thing that's clear is that most of what needs to be built to accommodate this growth in Africa is yet to be built. And so in a way, it represents tremendous opportunities for entrepreneurs, meeting the needs of this growing population in agriculture, in health, education, infrastructure, food security, and jobs, all represent opportunities for growth. And this growth, though, this opportunity, though, will only be realized if we have two things in place. If we have the ethical, inspired leadership that will create an enabling environment for the continent, and if we have the productive workforce that will leverage this opportunity. Both of these, I would contend, are the business of education. They are the business that institutions like Ashesi are engaged with. We know, too, that whatever the future holds, science and technology and engineering will play a fundamental role. And so here at Ashesi, we've been very keen on building a strong engineering program here. We started with an undergraduate program 5 years ago. And as we've thought about graduate opportunities, it's been really wonderful to have this opportunity to partner with ETH Zurich. It couldn't have come at a better time. Working with such a preeminent institution as ETH that had this incredible wealth of experience in developing the human capital, not only for Europe, but for the world, really puts us in a place to actually get this right from the very beginning. And so we're very excited about this partnership. It fits exactly with what Ashesi is about, and we have tremendous hope for a very bright future for our continent and for the world. Thank you.
And thank you very much, Dr. Patrick Ewua. As a Ghanaian in the diaspora, it's always an inspiration to hear from you and hear about your story and how you plan to impact the continent.
It is now my great honor to introduce Professor Angela Owusu-Anzah, the Provost of Ashesi University, to all of you. Professor Owusu-Anzah has been such a driving force behind this initiative, and we had different opportunities to work with each other. At some point, we even climbed Mount Rigi, a big mountain in Switzerland, together. And once we reached the top, it was clear, if we can do that, we can do anything together. So the floor is yours, Professor Owusu Ansa.
Thank you, Adina and Kobi. Partnerships are not new, and cases have been written about pursuing new ways of North-South partnering in development, but I am yet to see one like ours. It began with absolute transparency and recognition of the value such an endeavor would have on the future of work and progress in our communities. According to the 2019 Eurobarometer report, most Europeans think that the EU should strengthen its partnership with Africa and increase financial investments to create jobs and ensure sustainable development on both continents. In our partnership, we recognized that other knowledges exist and ought to be considered and encouraged. We added to what we already know of enablement, not aiming at another system of intellectual dominance, instead a medium of productive tensions between the two to be locally relevant and situated and globally conversant. The program design cycle began after our initial meeting on April 23rd, 2019. Since then, we have met every week for 18 months to co-create remotely and in person in Zurich and Accra to test out ideas and gain better understandings of each institution's workings. Ashesi University, a liberal arts professional studies hybrid with students from over 20 African countries, has gender parity and close to 50% of its 1,200 students on scholarships. It was founded in 2002, and by the time it was graduating its second or third cohort, it had gained national and global recognition. Ashesi's president, Patrick Awuah, has been given one of the highest awards in the country, the Order of the Volta Award, in recognition of his efforts in improving tertiary education in Ghana. The World Economic Forum recognized his unique contributions and potential and chose him as one of its 250 global leaders out of 4,000. In 2012, Ashesi was ranked among the top 10 most respected organizations in Ghana, a first for an education institution in a survey of 300 CEOs conducted by PricewaterhouseCoopers and a Business and Business Financial Times, and was awarded the World Innovation Summit. In Education Prize, one of the world's biggest prizes in education. This year, Ashesi was ranked the highest in Ghana on the Times Higher Education World University Impact Ranking, and in the top 10 in Africa. Despite our achievements, Ashesi is most known for and proud of its honor code, the first of its kind on the continent. It simply states, "I will not cheat, nor will I tolerate cheating in others." Students sign a pledge not to cheat and to report any cheating they witness. Exams are not proctored. An Ashesi graduate inspired a young student by saying, "A reputation for integrity will be your secret career weapon because colleagues, customers, and managers want to work with someone they can trust." And that is where our future, Ashesi and ETH, that is where our future together begins. I'd like to hand over to Sarah.
Thank you so much, Angela. Absolutely inspirational as ever. It always makes my spine tingle when I hear both you and Patrick talking. So I hope I can now say something about ETH, of course. This is the plan. And I want to just share a little bit of our history, just to remind us that ETH was founded in 1855, shortly after the creation of our modern federal state. The federal constitution was passed in 1848, creating a federal assembly and a federal council. Bern was chosen as the federal capital, and there were the three levels of governance, the famous three levels: federal, cantonal, and local at the Gemeinde level. And that was how the country was governed. This left the city of Zurich as favorite to host the new Polytechnicum, which later became the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology, or ETH Zurich today. Right from day one, we were absolutely committed to the education of the engineers and scientists of the future, building on foundations of mathematics and natural sciences with a very good dose of humanities and social sciences as well, to put all the inventions and the developments into a societal perspective. We welcomed international students and professors, and could even have welcomed women from day one, unlike many other universities worldwide. Along the way, our research developed innovatively across all fields in the exact, natural, and life sciences, system-oriented natural sciences, engineering sciences, architecture, management, and humanities and social sciences. It's become truly world-leading and has been recognized in many ways, including through 21 Nobel Prizes. We remain highly international today, with bachelor, master, and doctoral students hailing from all around the world, in fact, 120 different countries, and especially including Ghana, of course. Recently, too, we've modernized our teaching to include even more active learning, to focus on the Sustainable Development Goals, and to create opportunities for students to engage in critical and entrepreneurial thinking. And since 1996, our ETH people, family, staff, students, professors have formed over 450 spin-offs, with 30 last year and a unicorn even. We sincerely hope that this experience will be extremely useful in this collaboration. Ashesi is the perfect partner for us, and we're convinced that we will learn from them. For example, they have a most excellent gender balance in their student population. It's diversity in very many ways, and I think Ashesi has 48% female students. I mean, dream on. We were thrilled about the 32.3%. Please don't forget the 0.3 of female students. And it goes up a little bit every year, and we work really, really hard to do that. So we're very impressed. And also, the fact that Ashesi incorporates ethical principles and the honor code, and skill development such as leadership and entrepreneurship, it's truly impressive. And this is all in all of their technical curricula. We're truly looking forward to working together, and I'm delighted to hand the word back to Provost Angela, who will tell us more about our joint program. Thank you, Angela.
Thank you, Sarah. The design team, consisting of both Ashesi and ETH members, continue to work weekly on the final necessary details, such as a viable financial model, permits, sufficient skills, and consistent motivation to remain sustainable. Despite the volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity of these disruptive COVID times, we have stayed on course and met each planned milestone, including today's event. We are on course to start the program during the second half of 2021 or early 2022. I hand it over back to you.
Thank you very much. This was very inspiring. Thank you. I guess I have to speak there. Also, for everybody who is joining us online, you can ask questions or make comments. You can see the link below the YouTube channel, and we will use that later on. Also, everybody in the room, you will have an opportunity to ask questions later on.
So Adina and I, we're really excited about this program. As you could probably guess, Adina is Swiss, and I'm from Ghana. And we really believe that this program will further enhance the existing relationship between both countries. So at this point, we would like to introduce the ambassadors.
Yeah, it is a great honor for us that we have His Excellency Ambassador Ramses Joseph Cleland, Ambassador of Ghana to Switzerland, with us, joining in online.
And we also have His Excellency Ambassador Philip Stauder, who's the Swiss ambassador to Ghana, also joining us online. So ambassadors, the floor is yours. I guess we'll start with Ambassador Joseph Cleland.
Thank you very much, and very delighted to be here to join you. Ladies and gentlemen, permit me to first and foremost commend the rector of the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology Zurich, ETH Zurich, Professor Dr. Sarah Springman, Dr. Patrick Ewua, and Professor Dr. Angela Oswansa, President and Provost of Ashesi University, respectfully, for their insightful addresses which have set the stage for this very important takeoff event. On behalf of the government of the Republic of Ghana, and on my own behalf, I congratulate the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology, Zurich, and the Ashesi University for their collaborative efforts in developing a master's degree program in engineering. I'm particularly delighted that there are great prospects in this venture for Ghana-Switzerland relations. I would like to think that relations between our two countries, Switzerland and Ghana, transcend government interactions and impact directly the lives of our peoples. This is because Ghana and Switzerland have a historic relationship founded on a commonality of interests and which has blossomed on friendship and shared values of freedom, democracy, and human rights over the years. The ties between our two countries are developing dynamically, and the strengthening bilateral cooperation is excellent. Ghana and Switzerland cooperation cover trade and investment, development, peace and security, climate change, and cooperation in various international fora. Ghana is one of Switzerland's most important trade and development partners in sub-Saharan Africa. It is therefore important that we take opportunities of collaboration in other areas to promote the mutual interests of our two countries. One such opportunity is the initiative by the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology, Zurich, and Ashesi University, which we are launching today. Education, without a doubt, is one of the key drivers of development around the world, and institutions of higher learning and education are encouraged to emulate the ETH Zurich Ashesi initiative and cannot come up with such tailor-made programs that effectively address the developmental needs of societies as ours. Ladies and gentlemen, looking through the content of the master's degree program in engineering, I'm convinced that it will provide the needed opportunity for knowledge transfer as well as a solid basis for training of students to become skilled leaders and entrepreneurs who can contribute towards the accelerating economic and socioeconomic development in Ghana and Africa as a whole. This enterprising collaboration will not only bring together teachers, scientists, and researchers, but also offer our young people the chance to come together and build a shared future and contribute towards societal development. The importance of science and technology education cannot be overemphasized. Ghana is on a journey towards industrialization, and this collaboration on the master's degree program in engineering will complement Ghana's efforts in its industrialization agenda, as well as impact positively on Ghana's own development. It is my hope that this collaboration serves as a springboard and example for future collaboration between our other institutions in higher learning in Ghana and Switzerland. I wish to express at this stage the Ghana government's support to the success of this program and successive future collaborations between the two institutions. I hope that this collaboration will lay a deep and solid basis for Ghana-Switzerland relations in the years to come and to further grow as we go along in our friendship and in our shared values and our collaborative efforts. I thank you very much for inviting me once again, and I wish you well. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Cleland, for the remarks. And now on to Ambassador Stauder. The floor is yours.
Yes, good afternoon. Ambassador of Ghana to Switzerland, His Excellency Ramses Cleveland, Professor Dr. Sarah Springman, Rector of ETH Zurich, Dr. Patrick Awa, President of Ashesi University, Professor Dr. Angela Owusu Anza, Provost of Ashesi University, dear representatives of Swiss industry partners, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and all persons gathered here today virtually. Memo Nina Akwaba, Medinde Philip Stalder, Mene Swiss Aban Nsianenmu, Grüezi miteinander und beste Grüße von Accra nach Zürich. I extend my warm greetings from the Embassy of Switzerland in Accra, and let me add a few things. Also, my dear colleague and friend, Mr. Ramses Cleveland, did such a good job already by explaining all the features and the profound relations Switzerland and Ghana enjoy since decennies, and our roots go even back further. So it's a pleasure and a privilege to participate at this important takeoff event to mark the collaboration between Ashesi University in Ghana and ETH Zurich in Switzerland, and our industry partners from my country, to start a master degree program in engineering jointly developed by the two universities. My family and I have been in Ghana for now 1.5 years, and Ghana has presented to me many very good impressions. Maybe the most inspiring of these is the ambitious attitude of many Ghanaians to improve, the verve to succeed, and the search to move a step further. Ghanaians, especially the youth, are always looking forward to new prospects of opportunities. I believe it is in line with this that Ashesi University have found an excellent collaborative partner in ETH Zurich. You find a good partner because Switzerland enjoys a decade-long reputation of top of global innovation rankings. So Switzerland has been ranked as the world's most innovative country for the 10th year in a row, for example, by the United Nations Global Innovation Index. The city of Zurich, in addition, has been placed the third worldwide in the year's Smart City Index. The report assesses the efforts and the successes of cities in the introduction of smart technologies and measures the extent to which cities are investing in smart technologies. ETH Zurich, as it also was mentioned by the rector, Professor Springman, is noted for practical, industry-focused and innovative research among its peers. On the other hand, the Ashesi University, also relatively new in Ghana, enjoys an enviable reputation. Certainly, in this collaboration, none is coming from a position of weakness. From my visit to the beautifulness of Ashesi University and my exchange with Rector Patrick in November last year, I carry very good memories to myself. These people at Ashesi, they are onto and much in the future when the answer to the Ghanaian government is given, whose vision is to create more and better jobs, especially skilled ones, as it embarks on an infrastructure. I'm confident, therefore, that with this youthful, innovative and energetic population of Ghana, this collaborative course between our two universities would be taken full advantage of. I must mention also that this cooperative path taken by these higher education institutions fits excellently to the tradition of collaboration between our two countries. And the first traces of Swiss people, of Swissness in a way, back to 200 years ago, when the first missionaries of the Basel mission arrived to Gold Coast, as it was called Ghana at that time. This year we had a new highlight and a special event between our two countries when President Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic of Ghana, visited Switzerland in the frame of a state visit. It was at the end of February, just 1 week before the pandemic, and it was indeed historic visit as it was the first state visit of a leader of a sub-Saharan African country to Switzerland for more than 60 years. Let me conclude my remarks by noting how auspicious collaboration is from another perspective, because this year Switzerland and the Swiss Embassy will celebrate 60 years of diplomatic relations with Ghana, since the embassy was established in 1960 in Northridge here in Accra. So I have indeed a lot to celebrate and support, and I have all the best and high confidence in the prospects of this new partnership between ETH Zurich and Ashesi. Herzlichen Dank an alle Beteiligten. Stay well and see you around. Many thanks and best regards back to Zurich.
And thank you very much, Ambassador Cleland and Ambassador Stauder. Ambassador Stauder, your tree is actually much better than my German. So congrats on that.
Excellent. Now I have a question for you, Kobe. What does Ashesi mean?
We could have let Ambassador Stauder explain that. But Ashesi means beginning, and it's a word in my native Fanti language, which means beginning, like I mentioned.
Beginning. This is very fitting to this event here. And now we have the opportunity to learn about the beginning of Ashesi University and how it all came together, what it is today, and what it is up to accomplish.
We need philosopher leaders. We need leaders who spend time thinking about what kind of society should we be trying to build in Africa. The decision to build a new university came from many conversations I had in Ghana. At the time, only about 5% of individuals between the ages of 18 and 25 went to college. And so you could predict what the future of this country would be. And I felt if we could change how that future leadership core is educated, then we change a nation.
Born and raised in Ghana, Patrick Aouar left for the United States in 1985 to study engineering. After graduating, he began a successful career at Microsoft.
After working at Microsoft for a year, I made my first trip back to Ghana. I was very disillusioned by the fact that people were afraid of the government. There was no freedom of speech. And there really didn't seem to be a lot of reason to hope for a brighter future in the country. And I returned back to Seattle. I moved forward with seeking a permanent residency in the United States. And I walked away from Ghana. When my son was born, suddenly everything changed. I felt I can't say that I will never go back to Ghana. In fact, it is my responsibility to go back for the future generations.
Convinced educating young ethical leaders is the way to transform Ghana and the African continent, Patrick Aouar founded Ashesi University in 2002. It started with 30 students. Today, the campus welcomes 864 students from all over Africa, and by 2020, it will accommodate over 1,000.
One day I stumbled on the words of Goethe, and it said, "Whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it. Boldness has genius, power, and magic in it." And so I said we should call this university the beginning. And so we chose a Fanti word, Ashesi, which means beginning, for that reason. But also we felt that it was just a perfect message to leave for the future.
When I came for the interview, Patrick explained to me actually what his vision was, what the mission of Ashesi was, and I bought into that dream, knowing to serve the interests of my children, to serve the interests of my great-grandchildren, and to serve the interests of Ghana.
Committed to his vision of living and learning in an equal society, Patrick Aouar makes sure ethnic, gender and economic diversity is achieved on campus by providing financial support to half of the student body.
One of the things that's been central to everything we do at Ashesi is this idea of educating people who are critical thinkers and who are ethical and compassionate. We've done that a number of ways. One is to have a multidisciplinary curriculum. We also did something that I think was incredibly important, which is to invite students to own a culture of integrity on our campus. So many students come here having seen corruption happening and feeling that corruption is just the way of doing things. And so this really challenges them to think differently. In 2008, they enacted an honor system here. It was the first honor system in Africa, where the students promised two things. One, we will take individual responsibility for being ethical. And two, we will take collective responsibility for holding to account those who don't behave ethically.
4, 25, 72, 172.
The vision of leadership and raising a generation of young people who can lead Africa ethically was what really appealed to me. There's one problem that Africa has been facing for such a long time, and that's the issue of brain drain. Having Ashesi in Africa means we can learn everything that the world is learning, but in a way that helps and builds Africa. Ashesi is a beacon of hope in the whole of Africa.
All of Ashesi's graduates have found quality jobs, and 90% of them chose to stay and work for the progress of Africa.
Wow, this is really impressive. Yeah. Also, the honor code. Yeah, I didn't think this would work.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So, Adina, I think with the honor code system, when it was introduced in 2008, that was my final year in college, and I was in the U.S. at that point. And a lot of my classmates in Ghana, you know, in the press, the people were discussing, is this going to work? It's not going to work in Ghana. It's not going to work in Africa. This might work in the U.S., which, by the way, is still very rare to have an honor code system in the U.S., but definitely not Ghana. And 12 years later, we're still talking about the success of this particular honor code. And so this is a testament to what Ashesi has to offer, trailblazing the path for future leaders in Africa. And that's one of the reasons why we're also super excited as a younger generation about what Patrick has been able to achieve with Ashesi.
Great. We now have the opportunity to learn more about the program itself. It will be presented by Dr. Nathan Amankwa, the Dean of Engineering of Ashesi University, together with Professor Melanie Zeilinger, Professor of Intelligent Control Systems here at ETH Zurich, and Professor Eduardo Maza, Professor of Mechanics at ETH Zurich. Please welcome them on stage. So together with Professor Owusu Anza, Ms. Yasmin Buknoor, Mr. Bernard French, and David Kade from Ashesi University, as well as Professor Isabel Günther, Dr. Johan van der Merwe, Dr. Andrea Caron, and Dr. Manuel Zündel, they really have been the core team pushing this initiative forward. So they have the vision and they also have the stamina to really make things happen. So welcome on stage Dr. Nathan Amankwa, Dean of Engineering from Ashesi University.
Thank you, Kobe and Adina. The focus of the program that we are collaboratively developing has been determined after consultation with our industrial partners regarding their local operational needs, as well as a survey that we conducted among relevant stakeholders in Ghana. We also carefully considered Ashesi's existing undergraduate programs and areas in which we are most interested in expanding our educational offer. The program that we settled on lies on the intersection of electrical and mechanical engineering, focusing on mechatronics. The program will extend over various thematic areas. Advanced core modules such as mathematics, physics, and so on will all be presented on a graduate level. Several specialized topics will be presented, including automation and robotics, production, and process technologies. Some less technical courses will also be included to ensure that the program does not only deliver technically well-trained engineers, but also future captains of industry who can drive sustainable development on the continent. These courses include sustainable engineering, corporate responsibility, and introduction to development economics, etc. Finally, the program will include the opportunity for students to apply their knowledge during an industrial internship and master thesis. The program is structured to ensure the long-term sustainability of an established 2-year master's program degree or degree program for Ashesi University. In order to develop the 2-year MSc or MPhil degree program, the focus of the collaboration will be on a 3-year program that will see graduates obtaining both a degree from Ashesi University and an MAS degree from ETH. Courses of the first year, together with credits from an internship and master thesis in the final year, will contribute towards the MAS degree, whilst all other courses will count towards the MSc or MPhil from Ashesi. We aim to attract gifted students from across sub-Saharan Africa to enroll in this program. This 3-year track will be presented with ETH to 5 cohorts of students between 25 and 30 students. Being able to present a substantial portion of each cohort with full scholarships will ensure that these students are selected not on financial means, but on merit. From the second year of the joint phase, we will be enrolling additional students in the 2-year track that will see graduates receiving the Ashesi degree only. Although these students will not be enrolled in the courses of the ETH MAS, they'll be sitting in the same classroom as those of the 3-year track for all other courses, meaning that they also benefit from the same unique aspects that the collaboration brings to the 3-year track. The reason for this is to ensure that we evaluate and adapt the 2-year program on an annual basis, carefully evaluating which of the first year courses of the 3-year program should be included in the 2-year program as well. In this manner, the joint phase acts as an incubator to gradually develop Ashesi's established program. In addition to supporting the development of an established 2-year program for Ashesi, the program will support the expansion of our faculty profile in this field. Our strategy is to ensure that we have sufficient teaching capacity by the end of the joint phase to run the program sustainably without ETH involvement beyond the collaboration. We are extremely excited about the opportunity to expand our educational offer at Ashesi to a graduate program. This program will be the first master's degree program at Ashesi University, and we hope that it will lead to the establishment of other similar degree programs and even a doctoral program in the future. Melanie.
Great. Thank you so much, Nathan. Now, actually, a key aspect of this initiative that also supports the structure that Nathan just explained is the physical presence of ETH faculty on campus at Ashesi, teaching the courses in tandem with the Ashesi faculty. Now, this really relies on a close interaction between the faculty members of both institutions. they will not only design the course content together, but then really deliver, teach on campus jointly. And we've had the opportunity to test this new form of teaching recently at a visit at Ashesi University, and we're very happy about the positive feedback that we have received there. That's particularly in this form of teaching where we also see one of the main benefits for the ETH community. By immersing in this different teaching environment and context, the program can support the knowledge exchange in both directions, and it can contribute back to the development of research and teaching at ETH Zurich. Now, in order to address the logistics that are actually associated with having ETH faculty teach all the courses at Ashesi, we've structured the program as a series of block courses, and they will run one after the other, and that gives us a lot of flexibility. Now, to this point, many people at both institutions have worked really hard to design and develop this program, and we're very excited that we're now at a point where this initiative is formally approved at all levels by both institutions with the Memorandum of Understanding signed. We now have basically all the courses of the initiative identified together. We have faculty at ETH committed to many of them. So this is a great position that we are in the program, but of course, we're not done. There are a number of milestones that are clearly ahead of us up to the program start. And as Angela said before, this will be sort of in the second half of next year or a little bit later, beginning of 2022. We'll first continue to finalize all the agreements between the institutions, but also with our industry partners, from whom we will hear shortly. We'll then dive more into the specific content development of all the courses in workshops with the faculty members. We've already submitted the program for accreditation to the board in Ghana, and we hope to finalize that progress soon and get it accredited. We'll, of course, continue to talk to more ETH faculty, to more industry partners who are interested in joining this program. So we're actually very happy that a significant part of the cost of this program can be covered by our industry partners and by donor funding. And this is now actively raised by the ETH Foundation, and we're extremely thankful to them for this activity and for supporting us. And then, of course, we're getting to the exciting part, and this is recruiting and selecting the first generation of students for this program. So you see, we have certain tasks in front of us over the months ahead, over the year ahead. We're very much looking forward to it in order to sort of grow and shape this program together. With this, I hand over to Edo.
Yes, thank you, Melanie. So indeed, still a few challenges ahead for this very particular project. And indeed, if you compare with existing collaboration in tertiary education, you will see this one is very special. As we said, there are a few aspects that are really novel, and we hope it will make it particularly successful. So you have seen Sarah and Angela explain it very well. This was a collaboration between the institution, the academic institution, since the very beginning. And that is one of the main characteristics here. It will continue to be so, as Melanie explained, because our lecturer will now start working together to develop the content of the courses, and they will deliver together with this tandem teaching approach in the Ashesi campus. The other main characteristic of this program is that it was developed together with our industrial partners. So these are Swiss companies with a growing presence in sub-Saharan Africa in general, not only in Ghana, in the whole region. And they decided to engage, to commit, to support us so that we develop this initiative together. So they contributed to the definition of the curriculum, so to the content. They will provide financial support for the students, the scholarships. They will provide internship. And they will provide, for the graduates of the program, they will provide exciting perspectives for their professional life. And that's very important. So the fact that we have several industrial partners with us, the main merit is with Calvin Grieder, the chairman of Bühler, who is here today with us, as he was with us since the very beginning of this program. So in Switzerland, we have this tradition of a strong collaboration between the private sector and so the companies and the education system, right? And we are convinced that the involvement of European companies and obviously African companies is really very important for the long-term sustainability of such a program. And I think, Nathan, you agree with that. I'll pass over to you.
Here as well, we're interacting with local companies, and we hope that they also get on board with this program. We also believe that and hope that this partnership with industrial partners will continue even after the partnership with ETH ends. So we have this as a feature of this engineering program, this MSc program.
Thank you.
Good. Round of applause for the team.
Well, this is very, very inspirational. I mean, my background is in engineering, and I've worked with a lot of students in Ghana, and I can say for a fact the structure of this program is just so novel and is really, really going to change the narrative in Ghana. And so, you know, from where I'm coming from, I'm extremely grateful to ETH, to Ashesi, to the partners, and everybody involved for setting this up. And this is coming from the Ghanaian side of me. I'm really, really excited about this program. So a round of applause again to the organizers. So at this point, we would like to welcome the industry partners. First of all, those that are here with us, if you can please come up on stage. Give them a round of applause. And you're going to stay on stage while we introduce and you give your respective remarks. So we will start with Barry Calibu, that's being represented by Mr. Richard Nkrumah, who is joining us from Ghana. Mr. Nkrumah is an electrical engineer by profession with 22 years of experience, both as a technical person and then as an operations manager. So Mr. Nkrumah, I believe, has a video recording, so the network wasn't too good. So he has a video recording, so we're going to show that at the moment.
Your Excellencies, students and members of the academic community, colleagues in industry, it is an honor to be part of this great occasion which marks the beginning of a historical landmark of the development of technical talent in our countries. I'm grateful to the leadership of Barry Calibu, who has given me the opportunity to engage with some of the leaders and faculty members of ETH at the very beginning when the team visited Ghana in formulating the ideas for this Master in Engineering program. Our company, Barry Calibu, pays great attention to talent development at its core. This sits at the heart of our values of team spirit, where we create the environment for our people, who happen to be the secret of our success, to bring out their best, share ideas, and work together. We believe in homegrown talent, so in addition to the graduate trainee program, which is in its 15th year, we provide other hands-on learning opportunities such as internship programs and national service programs for continuing students and fresh graduates, respectively, all with the overall goal of connecting what has been taught in the classroom with how it works in the real world. This year in our region, Africa, 3 graduate trainees are pursuing development programs in the areas of automation, asset maintenance, plus utilities and facilities management. And I should say I am proud to be a coach to one of these graduate trainees in Ghana. What this homegrown talent initiative means is that talent in the cocoa origin countries such as Ghana, Ivory Coast, Nigeria, Cameroon, and Tanzania have the opportunity to grow, develop, and will later have that opportunity in their careers to go out there beyond the shores of Africa to contribute to the growth of Barry Calibu and the world. Ladies and gentlemen, with our collective focus on talent management, it lends a hand to why we found it a good venture to partner with these two institutions, that is, the ETH and the Ashesi universities, to make this Master in Engineering program a reality, not just for Barry Callebaut, but for all other companies who seek to grow talent in Africa and for the world. Personally, I found this program to be a big piece in solving the puzzle of finding people with the right engineering and technical education to fit and have a vertical startup when they enter the world of industry. With my more than 2 decades of practice in manufacturing since leaving the university, it has been my experience that recruiting people with the right technical knowledge, skill and mindset is a very challenging task, a fact to which I believe my fellow colleagues in industry will attest to. My personal experience as a past African student and as a technical and operational leader in industry today lends me to contend that part of this problem is the lack of that bridge between the world of academia and the world of industry. And by that bridge, what I mean is the bridge that enables students to have access to the right environment, tools, equipment, hardware, coaches, systems and procedures necessary to have a better appreciation of the theory they learned in the classroom. I also mean that bridge which enables people in practice to share their knowledge and experiences with the up-and-coming graduates so that they can learn from the footsteps of those who have trodden this path, so that they can explore, try, even fail, learn, improve, and enhance on what they have learned. So in conclusion, our strategy at Barry Callebaut to develop homegrown talent in Africa, and particularly technical talent, couldn't have found a better team of partners from the world of academia than ETH and Ashesi universities. This program will give me personal fulfillment in my quest to contribute to the grooming of young engineers in our part of the world. And while saying Aiko, as we say it in our local dialect to me, well done to ETH and Ashesi, I encourage our young students to embrace this great opportunity for development. And I assure you that Barry Callebaut will continue to keep its doors open to make this partnership a great success. Thank you.
And thank you very much, Mr. Richard Nkrumah and Barry Callebaut. We actually have Barry Callebaut representative who's here with us today, Michaela Eppa. Thank you, and you're welcome. And if there are any questions related to Barry Callebaut, we hope you'll be able to answer on behalf of Mr. Richard Nkrumah. Thank you once again. So next up is Lafarge Holcim, represented by Mr. Milos Miric, who is the head of human resources for the Middle East and Africa region. Lafarge Holcim operates in 24 countries in the Middle East and Africa region, making it one of the most diverse and complex regions that the group Lafarge Holcim operates in. So, Mr. Miric, you're welcome.
Thank you. So good afternoon, everybody here in Zurich, and also everybody who is looking at us through the video link. It is really a great pleasure and honor to be here with you today, especially given the reason why we are gathering here. I guess most of you know what Lafarge Holcim does. In fact, I believe regardless if you are with us here in Zurich or joining from many other parts of the world, chances are very high that you live in the house that is being built or that has been built with products and solutions produced by Lafarge Holcim. And only that fact alone is already creating a lot of responsibility for all of us working in this company. And this responsibility actually goes way beyond, and Lafarge Holcim is reinventing the way that the world builds, trying to bring the world which is greener, smarter, and the world that works for all, for the people and for the planet. And as you said, in the region of Africa and Middle East, we operate in 24 countries, and we directly employ more than 20,000 people. Because of this, we have a great need to fulfill our vision that to reinvent the way that Africa builds, we have the great need to actually bring along and employ competent, highly educated engineers, our future leaders, and this is what we actually want to achieve with this project. Going beyond that, I also want to make a kind of a personal example here. So we live with a family here in Zurich, and I have 2 teenage kids, and their dream is, believe it or not, is to study with ETH. But for them, living literally just around the corner of ETH, this is relatively easy, so the opportunity is there, ETH is there. All they need to do is to be excellent and to work very hard to make their dream happen. What makes this project great is actually that we are bringing ETH to those talented young people in Africa that will, together with Ashesi University, deliver the world-class Master of Engineering program in their communities, close to the people over there, eventually supporting everybody who wants to stay and help Africa to stay in this beautiful continent. I want to extend special thanks to ETH and also Ashesi for being visionary to put this program in place, and also to other colleagues from those companies, in this case Swiss-based companies, for recognizing this opportunity and joining all of us in making this happen. And I'm really looking forward to see, well, at least 20 of students attending these studies becoming our future colleagues in Lafarge-Holcim in the years to come. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Miric and Lafarge-Holcim. Next is ABB, being represented by Ms. Carolina Granat, who is the head of people development. You're welcome on stage, Ms. Granat.
Thank you. ABB has been present in Africa for more than 100 years. It started off in South Africa, 1907, and then a bit later on, 1924, in the northern region, Africa. Today, we employ around 3,000 employees across the continent. We are currently constructing a turbocharging station in Cameroon that will provide 9 countries with clean energy in the Central Africa. We are building 1,000 kilometers pipeline through Nigeria, Togo, Benin, and Ghana as we speak. We are providing fresh drinking water to the sub-Saharan area of Algeria, also ongoing at the moment. And as you can see on the picture here, we're also modernizing existing manufacturing sites around Africa. These are just samples of ongoing customer projects at the moment, and the list can be made very long. The common denominator of these projects is that we need access to capabilities to deliver upon this. The capabilities that are needed now and also for the future. We also need people that have the ability to create and apply innovations. Innovations that will accelerate the growth of Africa, both from an economic and social point of view. We have talent programs ongoing already, where we support university locally with equipment to be able to run their programs, to give access to students to our facilities, to do assignments, and to do also some work in the ABB factories. We also support with training and exposure for students to be able to complete their engineering education. But ABB is just a small piece of the puzzle to build knowledge, because we strongly believe that building knowledge is really the foundation for social and economic growth. And this is why we are so happy to be invited to participate in this initiative, because I think we need to collaborate to make a difference. We cannot act on our own as a company to make a difference. So engineering for development, yes, of course it will be development for the individuals that participate, for the local talents that will give him or her all the possibilities to make a difference locally and to have the capabilities to come with the future innovations. Engineering for development, yes, it will be that for us as well, the participating companies and for the academia to do joint forces. And as we could hear, we have actually collaborated to set the content of the program. And of course, it will be development for the region from a social and from an economic point of view. So big thanks to ETH, who took our long-lasting relationship into this collaboration now with Ashesi as well. I mean, it's obvious here today that so many people have been involved, so I will not start to mention all the names, but a big thank you to the universities. These type of programs requires extraordinary efforts to get them to happen, which we see have taken place up until now, and we are really eager to see the future now starting. Special thanks to the other industrial partners for taking the same wise decision to join this collaboration, and I do hope that more will join. I think this will show that jointly we can make a difference. So, I'm quite excited to follow now the program getting started in 2021-2022. And I also think that together we can make a difference, and together we can write the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Granat. And we're extremely grateful to have you aboard as a partner on behalf of APB. So the next company is Nestle, and being represented by Mr. Christian Schmidt, who's the technical manager at Nestle in charge of Asia, Oceania, and Sub-Saharan Africa, supporting all operations and activities in these regions. Welcome, Mr. Schmidt.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, and dear members of the academia, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests. It is for me a great pleasure indeed to return to the university I graduated from 30 years ago and to share the stage with representatives from other partner companies. I know the value of the high standards of teaching that the ETH offers. The education training I received here helped me to set me up for a career as an engineer that has taken me around the world. Today, Nestle is proud to be playing part in helping the ETH to reach a wider audience with the formalization of the Ashesi ETH Master Program initiative. For many years now, we have supported young engineers and other trainees to develop the technical skills they need across the globe. For instance, in Nigeria, we have 2 technical training centers supported by the Swiss embassy there, who have been training engineers for more than 10 years. When I visit our 16 factories in the sub-Saharan Africa, I see firsthand what impact this kind of training support can have. We have created strong teams of local people with good levels of technical expertise, so good in fact that we move many of them around the world to share their skills with others. In this country here, we are justifiably proud of the high levels of technical training we offer to our young people. It is a great opportunity to have an even greater impact. We are taking the best of Swiss science and engineering training and development, and through the good efforts of the ETH and our partners here, widening access to this expertise. Programs like this are vital to create the next generations of chief engineers, factory managers, head of technical functions, future leaders of our company. At Nestle, we want to create strong, resilient communities wherever we operate. Education and training for the best and the brightest in those communities are the foundations we build on to create that resilience. Today, with all the uncertainty in the world, concerns about the virus, worries about economic pressures. We owe it to the younger generation to support them as well as we can. It is more important today, perhaps, than ever before. So Nestlé is proud to support this program. We are grateful to the academic staff who will take part, both from the Ashesi University and the ETH Zurich. We look forward to seeing the results of their efforts in the years ahead. We wish all of those involved all the very best of success and good luck. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Schmidt and Nestlé, for being partners. Now, finally, we'd like to introduce Bühler as a final partner here today. And it's being represented by Mr. Abdelmajid Touzani, who has a pre-recorded video. Mr. Touzani is the Managing Director of West Africa for Bühler, and he is joining us today from Ivory Coast via video.
Dear professors, partners, and colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Abdelmajid Touzani. I was born and raised in Africa 33 years ago. I joined Bühler as a fresh graduate from engineering school 10 years ago. And now I am the managing director of Bühler West Africa, based in Abidjan. Today it's a matter of joy and pride for me to be participating in this remarkable event. And with that, I would like to take the opportunity to mention that Bühler, my company, was actually a learning and a training company for more than 150 years ago. And we believe that it's been a part of our successful journey so far. In Africa, we have built substantial skills and knowledge development platforms already. And we believe that with this partnership with ETH and Ashesi universities, this platform will get further enhanced in the right direction. The bigger part of our business in Africa is in the food value chain, and its sustainability is a major part of our strategy in the next 5 years. And with that, we believe that the development of the human capital will play a major role to keep this sustainability and also help the continent use its own resources to feed its own people. We are in the journey to develop people in the region and for the region, for Africa. And with that, we have set up engineering and site management teams throughout the continent. For instance, we have set up an international milling school in Kenya where head millers learn about the latest technologies of milling. In West Africa, specifically in Abidjan, we have developed a new cocoa center to teach the young Ivorians and the young Ghanaians the basics and the skills of cocoa processing in this very crucial area where cocoa beans grow. Another example is the Partners in Food Solution program being run by other like-minded corporates. This program encourages actually employees to do volunteering work for small companies in the food processing space. And its main purpose is to fight the malnutrition in Africa and to help its people process local food in a sustainable way. I would like also to mention that the young of our organization, called Generation B, are running a program to attract young girls, young African girls actually, to studies and careers in the field of science and technology. And today we are very proud of the young Shidi, who is the first African woman to graduate from the African Milling School. So far we've got technologies from the other parts of the world and have adapted them so far to the best of our ability to the local commodities. Our plan for the years to come would be to develop indigenous technologies and solutions for the local commodities, for which unfortunately no real processes are developed yet. For that, we would set up application and R&D centers, which obviously would need highly talented and motivated local African talents. And we think that the venture between ETH and Ashesi University goes exactly in the same direction. And we as Wheeler are proud to be a part of the program, and we are eagerly waiting for the first batch of the master's students to come out and join us. And hopefully this would be a revolution in the technical education in and for Africa. Thank you.
And thank you, Mr. Tuzani, for the remarks. We would like to thank all our generous partners that took the time off today to be here. Let's give them a round of applause as they take their seats. Thank you so much.
So now, as promised before, you have the opportunity to ask the project team questions. So if you have a question in mind, you can raise your hand. You have a microphone next to your seats that you can use. You need to switch it on and then switch it off again once you're done. And just whatever you're curious about, we are here to answer your questions. So just raise your hands. So maybe you can think about it. Then in the meantime, we take a question from the wider audience who is joining us online. I think, Andrea, you have a question prepared.
Yes, we have many interesting questions from our online audience. I would direct the first two questions to Professor Melanie. In particular, will students only be recruited, selected from Ghana?
No, certainly not. We recruit the students from all over sub-Saharan Africa.
And will there be an opportunity for ETH students to support
Okay,
the program?
sorry. Could you turn your microphone on again and repeat the question? If not, we will. So the question before was whether they will only recruit students from Ghana, and the important answer is no. So there will be students recruited from all over the continent. Okay, try again. Thank you.
Can you hear me?
No, I will repeat the question. Don't worry, just ask.
The second question is, there will be an opportunity for ETH students to support the program.
The second question is, will there be an opportunity for ETH students to support the program?
Yes, and we actually have already many PhD students who are excited about this. So our faculty can be joined by one teaching assistant who then supports the teaching at Ashesi campus. And that, of course, is often a PhD student who supports the course.
This is fantastic, and I hear in the audience a lot of excitement from students who want to apply and other students who want to support. So this is really fantastic. Do you have an additional question for us, Andrea?
Yes, it's a question for Professor Eduardo Mazza. Are you only considering companies from Switzerland as industrial partners?
So the question is whether we are only considering Swiss companies to become industrial partners, to Professor Eduardo Mazza.
I think the microphone works, right? So currently we have Swiss partners, and this is true because that was the beginning of the initiative here in Switzerland, and then we were leveraging on the local network in that sense. But it is certainly the intention to extend, as we said. So Nathan explained that he is active communicating with local companies, so in Africa, in Ghana, and also we will extend to European companies who would join in adhering to the same spirit of these programs. So certainly this will not be restricted to Swiss companies in that sense.
Excellent. Thank you very much. In the meantime, I hear there is a question from the room. Please. And please also introduce yourself.
Okay. My name is Stanley, and I'm a PhD student at EVAC. My question is to the professors. I mean, what is going to be the criteria for the selection of the students? Because I'm a Ghanaian, and I know for most Ghanaians, the sort of brighter students want to go to the public universities and not the private universities. So how sure are you going to pick the brightest students, or what is going to be the criteria? Thank you.
So this is a question about how the students will be selected for this program. Yes, please, Melanie.
Yeah, that works. Okay, great. So we'll certainly try to, first of all, attract with this program, which is really exciting. So we hope to attract the best students from all over the continent to apply. And then we'll be selecting based on a number of steps, of course, based on the documents, but also based on personal interviews to really find the students with the best who can leverage and benefit from this program the most. So it will be a process also with our industry partners involved to select the top students. Do you want to add anything?
Importantly, so Ashesi University has got a lot of experience already in performing this type of recruitment and selection processes. So we can count on their experience, certainly. And you mentioned private university versus public university. So we will actually put every effort that no selection is made based on any financial merit, but only academic merit. And this is also thanks to the support of the industrial partner, thanks to the funding that we hope to receive through sponsors, that we will be in a position to focus only on the academic merit for selection.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Is there anything that our partners on the line from Ashesi University would like to add to these questions that were being asked?
Yeah. Right, so Ashesi actually does have a lot of experience recruiting some of the very best students. Our competition really is not local public universities. Our competition is universities outside of Ghana. When students don't come to us, it's abroad that they go. And so we are not really afraid of not getting the brightest students. We do. We get students also from all over Africa. We've got very strong students coming from Zimbabwe, from Kenya, and all over, and from Ghana as well. And so we are certain that we'll get the very bright students coming to us.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Is there still one last question in the room? Should we move on? Good. Huh? Oh, sorry, I didn't see. Up there, yes, please.
Hello. Thanks a lot for this event. I'm Toby Schmidt. I'm one of the professors supposed to teach in the program. And I thought I'd make use of the opportunity to have all the industry representatives in the room and ask them what exactly, and I'm going to teach one of those courses that are not the core engineering courses, but the ones that should help build leaders out of that engineers. So I was thinking I would ask you, what exactly are the capabilities that you think we should teach that would really help your companies create industry leaders the most?
Yes. Mr. Grieder, is that a question that you could take for us?
Well, I'm not sure, but I will try. This is indeed a discussion we had among many industrial leaders. What are really the necessary skills? I mean, looking back what we all were taught at ETH and what we're doing today, I think really what is important that we create, that we train personalities. We need to have leaders that are ready to take on the challenges of the future. And I always said we learn how to learn at the university. We will understand the base. So I don't think it is necessarily the technology itself. We will learn by studying and by working hard how to cope with the challenges in the future. Therefore, I hope we will be able to develop in the end, strong leaders, strong technical people that will be able to develop the companies in Africa and develop a strong industry in Africa. I think this is the base of our program, but of course we have different industrial partners, so we will try to fulfill the needs of the industrial partners as well in all details. But I think as a fundamental strength, there need to be personalities that take on the leadership for Africa for tomorrow. So I would like to thank all my industrial partners here as well. I really, it was a pleasure to bring them all on board, and I hope really together with the university we will be able to create, a benchmark program, and thanks to all the professors, everyone that is participating here. I'm really proud that we could get it to this day, and hopefully we will be able to multiply this also around the whole continent. So thanks a lot to everybody.
Of course, also thank you for your vision in that project. I would like now to give back one more time to Ashesi University, because leadership is really what your strength is, and maybe if you want to add something on that.
Oh, go ahead.
I was hoping my president would speak about leadership, because he embodies it so well. Well, it's so important that the people we train, or those who come through Ashesi, are given the opportunity or are in a position to make or optimize everything they've learned. And one of the best ways to do it is when you lead. We believe in leadership as a service, and not leadership to improve the other. And I think in this particular program, it will allow us to improve not just the other, but the continent itself.
Thank you so much. And I think with that and with these inspiring remarks, we would like to thank everyone for their participation, and also to hand back over for final remarks to Professor Owusu Anza, the Provost of Ashesi University, and Professor Sarah Springman, Director of ETH Zurich. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Adina, and thank you, Kobi. On behalf of the Ashesi ETH design team, I extend our thanks to our boards, executive teams, presidents, participating industries, and faculty for all the support given to get us to this point. Our vision for the future is to maintain the consistency of 90% of Ashesi graduates, of engineers and entrepreneurs who are highly capable and ethical professionals and who stay on the continent, and where 100% of them start businesses or find a quality placement. Also, the significant transition in the future of work and the latest trends affected by automation, robotics, etc., places mechatronics at the heart of innovation. We would be aptly preparing our new age workers for the success of the future of both themselves, the industries they serve, and the continent. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
What a special day, everybody. This has been truly inspirational. And it makes me think of the beginning, which is this wonderful link to Ashesi, and together, where ETH is in the middle of this word. So we're going to do this beginning together. We've heard about the national imperatives from the excellencies, both ambassadors, both spoke in a beautiful way about why we're doing this. We heard from our industrial partners not only why, but a little bit about what we're going to do and how they're going to do it, how they're going to help us. And we've heard from our academic partners, both in Ghana and here in Zurich, about what they plan to do and their dreams for the future. This is really important. And it's getting serious now. It's getting really serious. We've talked the talk. Now, folks, we're going to walk the walk. We have talent, and we're going to find talent, and we're going to develop talent. We'll set goals together, again that word together, and we're going to work exceptionally hard, because that, for me, is the recipe that really makes a difference. So, in closing, thank you to everybody who has contributed. Thank you to everybody who has joined today. Thank you on behalf of all of the students who will benefit from this program in the future. Let's hope we have a little bit of luck as well. That would be helpful. We don't want any more of these pandemics. Please, somebody somewhere up there. Science is going to solve it, isn't it? Quite sure. Thank you very much, everybody, and let's do it.